drop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, welcome to the live stream. I am your host, Mr. Equalizer. Yes, sir. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Yes, tis I, the Equalizer. And today we are jumping into a little bit of tactical recon in Warzone, Verdansk, for all the solo runs that we're going to be doing here this evening. And we're going to be doing it almost like Rambo style in a sense, but we're going to be sniping our asses off. And that's what we're doing here today, and I appreciate everybody joining me. Do me a favor. Please do me a favor. Nons in the house. Nons in the house. Welcome. Make sure you give the live stream a thumbs up. Give the live stream a thumbs up. It does something with a YouTube algorithm. It pushes it out to the entire world of YouTube land. It gets our videos and things like that across where it needs to go. Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody being here tonight as we dominate the land of Verdansk. The land of Verdansk. I just made that up. Yeah, as we dominate the land of Verdansk. You didn't get a notification for what? That I was live? Really? I got one. Popped up on my end. That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's really strange. I'm kind of surprised you didn't get one. That's weird. Interesting. Yeah, it should have came up. If it didn't, it's done that before where the live stream will go out, but I won't get a notification sometimes for like an hour or like 15 or 20 or 30 minutes. So it takes a while. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's done that before where it doesn't want to cooperate for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's doing that. That's really strange. It's something with the way, something in the way you move. Sorry, a little bit of Elvis Presley on the mind there. Yeah, that's really strange that it didn't go out. Is my chroma key all jacked? Is my head flickering? Look, my head's flickering on the top. You see that? She's flickering. Hang on a second. Let me check something. Oh, let me see. All right. No, everything's good on that end. Let me check the chroma key. Filters, chroma key. Really weird. Let me see here. Let's move. Whoa. For you, it's whoa. Like four. I think that's okay. One. No, that's still a little rough there. I don't know why it does this. Like I don't know. I don't know why I have the hardest time. You know what? I thought about just going back to a regular camera, like a regular camera angle on my body instead of a green screen. Because the thing with green screens, you have to really, I mean, it's already kind of bright in here. Yeah, double check and make sure. I mean, it's already kind of bright in here, right? And with this, it's called a chroma key in OBS. And when you have it up, the thing about it is you have to, it's the chroma key is designed for, I have a green screen behind me. If you haven't noticed by now. And what that does is it tends to, you know, you have to have the settings just right. If the settings aren't right, then you're going to blend in with the background, as you were just saw me trying to flicker with or mess with the settings. You have to get it just right. It's a whole settings thing. And every time I log into the in OBS, there's something's always off, and I don't know. It's annoying. It's absolutely annoying. But I think I got it just right. Yeah, I thought about going back to just a standard camera. But, you know, I don't know. I do like having a green screen behind me. Now, it might be because I have a sheet behind me, and the sheet tends to, you know, get wavy, and it's got wrinkles in it. And if you don't know anything about how green screens work, that's definitely not something that you want. You want a nice flat green screen behind you and really bright lights. That's why it's so bright in here. Like, it's like, and you got to make sure you have enough light on your face, and you got to have enough light shining off the back of that screen. And you know, if you don't have enough light, or it's too much light in one area but not enough light in another, which probably is the reason why you're seeing that. Look, I'm glowing green. So weird, man. So weird. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't think it's, honestly, I don't think it's bright enough. I think that's what the problem is. It's definitely not bright enough. But anyway, enough with my problems with technology and everything else. How's the audio? How's the audio sounding? Audio is coming in okay? Everything looking all right? Feeling all right? Sounding all right? Everything's good? Everything's peachy. Abdul Ali, been a while, man. Did you quit ranked? No, I did not. I did not quit. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely accurate. Yeah, I did. I stopped playing rank play for multiplayer, and I jumped on over to Warzone. So that's what I've been playing. But I didn't give up on ranked. I just decided to dedicate my time to something else within Call of Duty, and that would be Warzone. Now, I've never dedicated a whole lot of time in the past with Warzone. It's been ranked. Ranked has been my jam. That's my thing, you know. So I decided, you know what? Let's give this Warzone thing a try. And that's what we've been on for the last actually we've been on Warzone pretty hardcore since Verdansk dropped. So, I mean, when did Verdansk drop? Verdansk dropped, shoot, that was like what? I want to say June? No. Has Verdansk been out for 2 months now? I think it has. I want to say March or April. Sorry, I want to say April. Yeah. So I just wanted to try something different. I've never been fully dedicated to anything outside of just multiplayer and rank play. And that's it. Warzone never really piqued my interest at all. It's funny that all of a sudden in the last couple months, it's been like, ooh, Warzone. I think it has a lot to do with the with them bringing back Verdansk, because I never got to play Verdansk when it originally dropped in 2020. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get back on over to Verdansk, shall we? So that's where we've been for the last while now. Let's see. Let's bear with me here. Bear with me. Let's see. So there's been some buzz around the World Series of Warzone. Hold on. My microphone's cutting in and out. Bear with me. Hang on. There we go. It was cutting in and out. It was clipping too. I won't get into the technicality of what clipping means, but anyway, we're good now. We should be all right. But there's been a lot of hype around the World Series of Warzone The World Series of Warzone is been kind of ongoing now for the last, like, what, maybe, I don't know. Like, it feels like the World Series of Warzone has taken up like all of like mid-June going into July. So you got like semifinals, quarterfinals, and then you got actual finals, and then you got grand finals leading up to the actual World Series of Warzone. And it's been, I don't know, Warzone, the World Series of Warzone qualifiers, in my opinion, has been a straight up fucking snooze fest, hasn't it? Has it not been a snooze fest? Has anybody been watching the World Series of Warzone? Let me ask you that. How many of you actually sat down that were fans of rank play, just rank play in general, or you're somewhat of a fan of Warzone? Has anybody actually sat down recently over the last few weeks and just had the urge to watch the World Series of Warzone? Has anybody, anyone? No? Okay. That's what I thought. I don't see a lot of hype around the World Series of Warzone. And it has, in my opinion, it's been a lot of the same old. Because I've talked about this previously in other videos. I've talked about a lot of the, just off and on about how Warzone in itself, there's no regulatory restrictions or any of that stuff. It feels like it's just a Wild West with Warzone. And that reminds me, when you think of like, you know, regulatory stuff and being competitive, I think the UFC at one point, when Dana White, right before he took it over, they didn't have rules. So you had all these different weight classes. You had somebody that was 150 pounds versus going up against somebody that was like 250 pounds. There was no weight restriction. So people were getting their asses beat left and right. Sometimes it felt like it was totally one-sided, and it was just a big hot mess. And that's how I feel when I think of Warzone. That's how I feel Warzone is. Now, why do I say all this? Okay, now there's something, you know, we're getting ready to play a little bit of Warzone after this, right? So I feel the need to give my opinion right before we jump into the game aspect of this evening's festivities. So, you know, and I make my notes. I have my notes so that I don't forget about what I'm trying to talk about, right? So sometimes I'll talk about something and I have it written down and I'll talk about that subject, and all of a sudden I'm like, shit, forgot to mention this. But I don't know, like in the World Series of Warzone, I don't even know, because you have the same players every single year, right? It's always the same players that qualify. It's not like the CDL where it's all the same pros. And people get, you know, go from team to team. They get cut. They go to this. One player gets cut, goes to this team. This player gets cut from FaZe, goes to Optic or something like that. Or, you know, or somebody from, you know, Optic gets cut and they go play for like, you know, another team in the CDL, right? You don't see stuff like that in Warzone because there's no pro league. Okay. So you'll never see that. So it's always the same old going into these tournaments every year. It's the same loadout, or yeah, loadouts too. It's the same team every year. It's the same players. And to me, that's boring. There's no competitiveness in a sense of, I want to say with integrity to a certain extent, because I don't know if are there PC checks going into the World Series of Warzone? Are there PC checks going into any of these tournaments? Is there anything that's happening on the back end to prevent cheating? And I'm not just talking about cheaters, but I'm not talking about just streamers in themselves. I'm talking about actual players that are streamers and people just from all over the world that can actually come in and qualify for this. I don't think they have any of that stuff in play. And if they do, I am not aware of it. And I think that'll probably happen leading up maybe to the grand finals. And I don't think the grand finals has been discussed yet as far as like the final destination of, excuse me, I got a little bit of heartburn here. Shit. I don't think the location of where the World Series of Warzone is supposed to take place, I don't think that's been announced just yet. But I want to talk about some of the things that kind of, piqued my interest with this. Because when you think of competitive esports and you put Warzone in that category as it being competitive, if you want to say it's competitive, you have some things that you have to really look into. Okay. Now, one of the biggest issues that I have with this is not only it's been kind of a snooze fest, because you see the same players going every single year, it seems like, right? It feels that way. But you have no weapon diversity. So everyone, it feels like everybody's running the same loadouts, the same type of perks, the same everything, which is reducing excitement. Now, the one thing that with the CDL is they do the same thing. So they run the same ARs for the most part. They run the same SMGs. So they're all doing the same thing, right? But for me, that doesn't really have too much excitement. And the only reason why they're doing that is because they're using things that work, But with Warzone, sometimes a lot of the players, when you compare it to the CDL versus Warzone, at least in the CDL, it's restricted to what you can use weapon-wise. So you can only use specific attachments on those weapons, and usually only specific weapons that they are choosing from is usually the same AR and the same SMG, and they all run it because it works. Whereas in Warzone, there is no restriction. So either somebody's going to run the same gun or somebody's going to run a different type of gun altogether with different attachments, or they all run the same meta gun with different attachments. If you believe in a meta, I don't believe in metas really all that much, because I don't think the meta makes the player. I think the player makes the meta, and I'll always believe that. So somebody that always comes in and says, "What's the meta?" "Oh yeah, there's such and such as the meta," or "This AR is meta now." And I'm like, dude, if you're ass at the game and you go in there and you play using that same gun with the same attachments as, I don't know, Z-Laner, Z-Laner might be able to run that gun perfectly because he plays Call of Duty night and day and night for hours on end, practically 5-6 days a week, versus someone like you or me that doesn't play this game for a living, that uses the same quote unquote meta gun with the same attachments, same sensitivity, same controller, same everything, 100% identical. They're going to run that gun way better than you because they got all the time in the world to play with it and practice with it. So why wouldn't they be better, right? You're not going to be, because you don't play the game for hours on end like me. I don't play the game for hours on end. So, when you think of metas, remember, the player makes the meta, not the meta making the player. So I'll always believe in that. But there's no really as far as like weapon categorization, it's usually the same. Like for Warzone, it feels like it's the same 2 or 3 weapons that they're switching back and forth from. The other thing too is, if you've noticed recently, leading into the qualifiers, leading up to the World Series of Warzone, I mean, rampant cheaters, man. Rampant cheaters from all over the world, from all over every nook and cranny of the Call of Duty universe, coming in there and straight up using aimbotters, wall hackers, and just, beaming people from all over the map, especially these wall hacks and just straight up aimbots, man. If you haven't noticed, or if you haven't been watching any videos about the World Series of Warzone, go back and watch some of Z-Laner's videos. Go back and watch, some of these other top content creators around Warzone, and you will see them, talking about, and showing footage of them being totally shit on by cheaters on purpose. And I find that hilarious, because that just goes to show you that if this was in a pro environment that had restrictions, PC checks, whatever the CDL is doing, so they can mirror that into a Warzone league, you wouldn't see that type of player base would not exist in a controlled environment if they had regulations, and they don't. So that's why you see cheaters pulling up into these qualifier events and they're totally just shitting on everybody. Now, to be fair, I guess Activision or Team Ricochet put out a statement or something saying that those players were banned. But I mean, the people that were playing, that were cheating into the qualifiers, they're just going to turn around and create a new email account and they're going to be right back in it. So did that really fix the problem? I don't know. I doubt it. So we're going to have to wait and see at the beginning of season 5 if Activision really put some measures into place with Ricochet to combat the cheating problem that this game has, and it's been the worst I've ever seen. So you got rampant cheating. You got now I don't know if the cheaters are making it into the finals or not that are cheating. That's something to really look into. Look for, players that did very well on LAN events leading into the qualifiers. And if they do make it to the finals, watch their gameplay. And not just that, that's just going for just anybody. I mean, that's going for streamers that play this game too. I mean, anybody that makes it into this game that's top content creator for Warzone, watch their gameplay. Really watch their gameplay. And then if their gameplay, and I've said this before, if their gameplay is way different than how they play at home versus on LAN, that's a tall tale sign that, dude, something ain't right, bro. Something's going on. You know what I mean? So you gotta really watch how these guys are playing. Now, I'm not saying all these guys that qualify to go to the finals are cheaters. That's not what I'm saying at all. I have no idea, but I do have an opinion, and I do have the ability to see with my own 2 eyes, whether it's right or wrong, what I'm seeing. But if I can, sit there and watch your gameplay literally change from one event to another based on your normal style of gameplay, if it's off or it's just not as hyped up as it normally is when you're at home, I mean, I'm going to ask questions, and I think everybody should. Everybody should, So that's one thing to really look out for. Let's see. So Ricochet in itself has not really worked over the last month during these qualifiers. Even on the biggest Warzone stage, it feels like cheaters are still being unchecked. It just goes back to just what we just talked about. Cheaters being able to come into these qualifier events and just wreak havoc on these lobbies. And to the people who are playing this game legitimately, and when I say legitimately, I'm talking about just either mouse and keyboard, no macros. No macros. All you have is a SCUF controller, and that's it. Or you have a PS5 controller, and that's it. Or an Xbox controller, or whatever you do, as far as like what you use. What's your tool of choice? Mine is an Xbox Series Elite controller with paddles on the back, right here. That's it. No built-in macros, no built-in Cronus, none of that shit. So you show up to these events with just a mouse and keyboard or controller. No foot pedals, no nothing. No macros being installed, nothing. And if you do show up with a mouse and keyboard, depending upon what type of keyboard it is, or depending upon what type of controller it is, maybe they should do checks on those. Maybe they should say, well, we're going to take this apart. We're just going to kind of take the top off of it. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to inspect it. Or maybe their computers that the players log into already have software on there to detect that stuff, which that's probably more so the case. So these players log in and they're going to get checked, whether they like it or not. You want to play in the World Series of Warzone? We're going to check your shit, dude. Straight up. We're going to check your stuff. So get used to it. Now, again, they may have already done that in the past. And if they have, then that's awesome. But if they haven't, they should. They should always do that. You know, and you've also had some, and now did Diaz Biffle last year, did he get paid for his, I thought he said like Activision owed him like $200,000 or something like that. I don't know. Did he ever get paid? I don't know if he ever got paid or not, but I guess Activision owed him money from the World Series of Warzone. So you got that to consider as well. Possibly not getting paid out the winnings that you were owed. And hopefully that was a fluke thing. And, you know, he got the money that he deserved. But, you know, keep an eye on that this year for anybody that wins the World Series of Warzone. I don't hope. That's not what I meant to say. I hope it's not the same team again. Biffle's team. What is that? 100 Thieves or I think it's 100 Thieves. No. What was the name of their team? I don't even remember the name of their team. But I hope it's not those guys. I hope it's a different team. I don't like seeing the same team go to the finals and win every single year. That's why I had a hard time with Optic winning. I'm like, you guys win. You guys fucking win everything. You know, I want somebody new. Give me somebody that's never won a tournament in their life. You know, a finals tournament, a championship tournament. Give me some of those guys, right? The other thing is when you talk about cheaters taking over the qualifiers, during that whole fiasco when cheaters were taking over, it felt like cheaters were just taking over left and right. You actually had legitimate players that busted their ass leading up to these qualifiers all year long. You had these players that put in the time, put in the effort, day in and day out for something that they really wanted to do and they felt passionate about. You call them the legit grinders. The legit grinders of Warzone leading up to the finals or the qualifications. They feel defeated in themselves when you really think about it, because the people putting in real hours are being robbed by exploiters. Did I say that right? Exploiters, and cheaters. Those are the people that I feel really, really bad, you know, for, because those are the guys that feel super passionate about what they do. And rather than, you know, maybe I want to go into the CDL, but I really like Warzone. And I'm hoping one day that, you know, they may form a league at some point. You never know, right? But I just generally enjoy the game. Those are the guys that got totally f***ed and, you know, got left out into the dust because they're legitimate players and they got screwed. So that's something in itself that Activision has to fix. You have got to figure out how to eradicate cheaters from this game. It is going to be the downfall of Call of Duty if it hasn't been already. You got, it feels like the production, I don't know. Does it feel like there was long delays in the production, random hardware setups, and it felt like poor coordination? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It felt like it just wasn't, because when you go back and you look at the people that were there, it didn't feel like much of a crowd. Maybe, anybody watch that last year? When we were watching that last year, it felt like there was nobody there. It felt like the people just, the hype wasn't there. So I'm hoping that, because when they set the stage and the structures and everything, it looked really cool, but there was just nobody giving it back to the players because there was no audience. So it felt like nobody actually wanted to be there to watch the game or to watch these guys compete. That's what it felt like. So there was no hype around the production. It just felt like I was confused, generally confused about how the game, not so much the game, but just how everything was set up. I'm like, there's nobody there. Did you guys promote this correctly? Or is it just nobody cared about watching the World Series of Warzone? That's what it felt like. It just felt like nobody wanted to watch the game. So you got to take that into consideration this year. Hopefully the marketing for this was better than last year's. I don't know. We'll see when that time rolls around. Plus you got the same old Verdansk. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Verdansk. So you got another recycled map that they're bringing in with no changes to it. And there's no freshness around it. So it's the same old coming into this. Unless they change something in the map itself, I don't know how it's going to be. I doubt it. It's just going to be same old Verdansk. And I'm just, when you think of it like that, from a competitive standpoint, man, I'd want like 2 or 3 maps to cycle through. How competitive would that be? To go into a Warzone tournament, like the World Series of Warzone, and you're sitting there thinking, why only just be 1 map? When you watch the CDL, you have like 5 or 6 maps that you recycle, cycle through throughout the process of the tournament, right? They might play in 1 round. They'll play, they'll play 3-4 maps or 5 maps, right? Depending upon if the win goes back and forth, like FaZe might get a win, Optic might get a win. They just go back and forth, right? But they might cycle through 2, 3, 4 maps, right? And whereas in Warzone, it's 1 stinking map. How badass would it be to sit there and say, from a competitive standpoint, we're going to bring back Urzikstan, and we're going to cycle Urzikstan as well. We're going to cycle Verdansk and Urzikstan, and maybe 1 brand new map for like the final round of the top 4 teams or 5 teams, whatever it is, at the very last day, the very final round. How cool would it be from a competitive standpoint to say you have map selection? First team that wins Verdansk is going to be able to choose either to stay in Verdansk or go to another map. And how cool would it be just to say you have no say so at all? You're just going to cycle through maps until you get final round based on the point standings. Then that team can possibly pick the map they want to go to based on three options: Verdansk, Urzikstan, and then maybe some other map. Or maybe Call of Duty could have designed a map outside of Urzikstan and call it whatever, and you have Verdansk and two other maps that they could have cycled through this year. That would have been pretty cool. I definitely would have tuned in for that one because it makes it competitive. It throws off it kind of throws your edge off a little bit. It makes you have to adjust to the craziness that is Warzone based on what type of map you're going to be playing. So I don't know, Activision, bring some additional maps back in. That's what I'm waiting for. I want brand new maps from a competitive standpoint. Bring them in. Bring them in. And also too, when you look at some other things that come to mind when you think of the World Series of Warzone being a slight snooze fest. Now I don't know if there's going to be like, if it's anything like a couple years before, who was it? Was it Breadman hiding in a truck for like 10 minutes or something like that? To me, that's like a no hype moment. Like there's no excitement around that. Players don't want to see you camp and hide, man. They want to see you get out there and they want you to get kills. They want you to go out after each other and get those eliminations. They don't want to sit there and watch you hang out on a cliffside or on a hillside or any of that stuff, right? You're not playing pubs. You're playing against so-called pro players competing for $1 million tournament. So get out there, put on a show, and get your ass in gear. And if you want to call yourself a pro Warzone player, then you might as well start acting like you are until eventually one day you might be able to qualify to get that title efficiently. But if there's no hype moments, if there's no, wow, that was totally badass throughout the entire tournament, because when you sit there and you watch the CDL, those commentators, those guys, anytime there's an exciting moment, they let you know. Oh my God. That these announcers that come in here and announce the World Series of Warzone, I'm not saying they don't do that, but if it's like a 3-day event, which typically major tournaments in the CDL are like that, it's for at least 3 days. They'll sit there and they will be hyped the entire time because you got legitimate pro players going after each other, creating like some of these crazy gameplays that you're like, wow, that's intense. That's badass. I like that. Warzone's not really like that because these guys, I don't know. Some of these players just seem like they just want to camp all day. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they all do that, but a couple years ago, that's what it felt like. It felt like everybody was just kind of hiding. And that's not, there's no hype around that. That's boring. That's a snooze fest to me. Move around. Let's get going. So come on, go hunting. Let's get in some gunfights. Let's make it exciting. So, you know, I don't know. I think a lot of the viewership is getting fatigue around Warzone. I think the hype around Warzone, not from a competitive standpoint, but I just think from Warzone in general, I think players are over it. Even loyal Warzone fans saying that they're tuning out of this year's World Series of Warzone, that's something to be concerned about because, like I said, the promotion leading up to last year's World Series of Warzone was not very good. It wasn't good. I mean, go back and watch it. Go back and look at the crowd. Granted, they were in another country. I don't even remember what country they were in. But other than that, they just have, you know, there's no excitement in it. It feels like there's no excitement whatsoever. Zero, zilch. So if you don't want the World Series of Warzone to be a total snooze fest this year, and you want to be a pro player in this league, so-called league of Warzone players, then let's get in there and let's start acting like it. Let's put on a show. Let's get this shit rolling and show everybody why you're one of the best players in the world. And that to me is going to bring back credibility, being a hype player and showing everybody why you're the best. So with that being said, it's time to get after it. Make the World Series of Warzone great again. D Machine, last year's World Series of Warzone was in the US. What was the one? It was a year before, wasn't it? It was the year before. They were in another country somewhere. I don't remember. I just remember there was nobody there. That's all I remember. Nobody was there. Speaking of getting things going, have you queued up in a game yet? I'm queuing up right now. I'm in my intro. I'm in my intro. I'm queuing it up right now as we speak. Dean, at the beginning of every live stream, I talk about subjects. I want to start doing that, about the things that I'm generally concerned about, or just, you know, topics in general that I want to talk about. You know what I mean? It wasn't what? No, they were someplace else. They were someplace else. They were someplace else. I don't think it was London. Am I that far behind? Pulling it up. Warzone right now. Speaking of Warzone, let's jump into it, folks. Let's get going. No, Dean, something else was someplace else. It was in another country somewhere. I need to look it up. There was like nobody there. Maybe it was a Warzone event. I remember that. What? What is this? Account information required. Hang on. That's new. Haven't seen that for a while. So, they want my date of birth. It's probably because they want to know who the hell's playing this game. What do you have to be, what, 17 to play this game, or at least 18 to buy it? You know how many players out there right now that are like 10 that are getting this pop up on their Xbox and they're like, my what?
My date of birth. Mom, they want my date of birth. I don't know. Should I give them my date of birth?
No, don't give them your date of birth. Why the hell do they want that for?
Because they're saying they want my birthday. I don't know why. I didn't think I was able to put that in there. Why do I have to put my date of birth in there?
Hey, date of birth confirmation. I'm approved. Confirmed. We're confirmed. That's the one. It was the ECW or AWC. That's the one I'm thinking of. That's the one I'm thinking of. That was a total shit show. It felt like there was like nobody there, and I don't know why. Not the World Series of Warzone. It's the one in like you said, Dubai. I couldn't remember where it was. People don't attend the EWC though. Man, it felt like, you know, you had all the right players there. You know? You had all the right players, it felt like. I don't think they've determined where this year's World Series is going to be yet. Oh, excuse me. I think they're still waiting on that one, I believe. I mean, you had all the top content creators there for Warzone. You had Joe Woe, you had Biffle, you had his team there. I mean, you had I think you had Swag there too. They were making it sound like, I mean, there was just nobody there. You said that's a VIP. I think you can attend EWC as VIP. I don't know. It just feels like the CDL. Feels like the CDL's got it made. You know what I mean? Feels like the CDL is on key. They're on point. I think the war, if they want a pro league, they need to mirror the CDL. And you know, the funny thing about it is they could do it. They could do it if they did it right. I think a lot of players would complain, honestly. Oh, you're not allowed to, you can't use a sniper? What? Oh, you're only allowed to use certain attachments? What? I can't use these perks? No way, what? Or maybe they are only allowed to use three different types of guns. Right? Possibly. I mean, what do I know, you know? I'm just speculating. Because the ECW is full of multi-game events like it has Fortnite, Apex, Counter-Strike. Well, see, that's the thing though, right? I mean, wouldn't you would think like people would be like, "Oh, I get to see all this and Warzone?" You know, I think that's but why didn't anybody stay though? You know? I mean, if people were there and that's a big event, that to me that's a huge event. You know? I don't know. I just feel like there's not as much hype around it. It feels like the World Series of Warzone is I wouldn't necessarily say it's like dead on arrival, but it kind of is, isn't it? To a certain extent. Wouldn't it? I mean, have you seen any hype around the World Series of Warzone? Has anybody seen anything like other than social media? It just feels like the popularity is not there like the CDL. It feels like the CDL was just all over the place. I don't know. That's just me. It's just my thought process on the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's too expensive. Yeah, well, I bet you trying to get rid of these cheaters isn't cheap either. My thing is though, I don't know what Call of Duty makes every year, Activision, whatever, but if they got, you know, 8-9 figures in marketing, you know, as far as how much they're going to spend on the new COD. Why don't you take some of that money and put it into invest it into a pro league for Warzone players? You know, man, that'd be, I mean, because now you're not just watching the CDL for only like 4 or 5 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year. Now after the CDL, now you have the Warzone season start up, right? CDL's done in June, early July, and then you jump straight into Warzone tournaments and leading up to the finals, the final Warzone championship, like the COD champs. $5,000. Oh, you're talking about to go to the event? $5,000. Why would anybody pay $5,000 to watch anybody play Warzone? I mean, even the CDL. The CDL, I don't know how much tickets were to like some of these major events. I got a buddy of mine that I sometimes roll with on here for rank play. Yeah, now you get it. I don't know what the CDL is compared to that. I know it ain't no $5,000. It can't be. There's no way. There's no way. I think he spent like, I think he took him, his son, and I think it was like maybe, it wasn't no 5Gs, or else I would have remembered that shit. I don't honestly remember what he paid. It was a couple years ago. It was an event in Las Vegas. I don't remember which major event he went to. I want to say like $500. I want to say. I guess it all depends on where you sit. You know, you got those guys sitting down low. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a concert, I guess, depending upon your seating.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Oh.
All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment.
Right.
Got to remember you're flying to Dubai for the EWC. I don't know why they have it overseas. They need to put it somewhere where they're going to find players, or not players, people to go to the events. You know, somebody that's a Warzone fanatic, they're not going to fly to Dubai because they don't want to spend $5,000. To me, you're going to want to stay, you know, in the United States, if possible.
Move to the safe zone.
Nice night for a walk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are searching for the Warzone solos. Yep, that's how I feel about it. Warzone solo wins this fine Monday night. Tactical style, baby. Tactical. Be running some recons tonight, I'll tell you that much. Need to get some intel. Oh yeah. It's fully funded by the Dubai government, so they're not concerned about spectators. See, I don't know, man. Like, to me, that's kind of weird. I mean, Activision should be putting on these events. I mean, if people in Dubai want to pay for it, and see, to me though, that was a waste of money. Like, there was nobody there. All right, now that we flew around halfway around the map,
Secure the supply boxes. Locations are marked
we
on
are
your
ready
tag
to
map.
roll. Oh yeah. All right, partner. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. I need to fix this mic. I turned the gain down a little too low. I gotta fix it. Just a pinch. Well, they had full streaming rights for it, so they make money that way too. How the hell did they do that? Just buy licensing for it? Which makes sense. I mean, if you were in contract with Activision for whatever, you know, whatever you're doing. I mean, it does make sense.
Supply box secured. 2 to go.
I would just think that, you know, there would be, if it is as popular as they maybe think it is, that there would have been more people there, regardless of how much the tickets were. Like, it just felt like there was no hype.
Supply box is down. 1 to go. Contract complete.
Oh
Supply
yeah.
box is found. FFB, danger close. Over.
You never know, I might hit something with that.
Closing in. Precision airstrike available.
Let's get some more cash. Ooh. Where is it?
Target grid empty. Negative BDA.
I know there's a buy down here. You know, I'm starting to get used to like where some of these, like, you know, in competitive rank play for the multiplayer, you become aware of like the maps, the rotations, and just knowing where stuff is. It's like that for me now. Starting to know like where certain buy stations are without even having to point them out on the map.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Competitors can only record their gameplay. Really? Why? Oh, you know what? Give me this. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's get active here. Let's get this recon. Damn it.
I've marked a point on your map containing enemy intel. Capture and secure it to get ahead of the next gas spread.
Let's go. And this one might not be the best one here. Oh my goodness. Are we gonna make it?
Point activated. Now ensure the point is secure.
I think I waited too long. Damn it.
An enemy squad is hunting you. Stay sharp. We've lost eyes on the objective. Contract failed.
Yep. Ooh, oh.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Come and get it. Ah! Read the message above that one. Oh, so, yeah, I did. So competitors, they can't stream, and all the footage belongs to the. Is that why?
Gulag is your last
Like for real?
fight to earn redeployment.
That is interesting, to say the least.
Fight started. Be ready. You're next.
Oh, I'll be ready. I don't know. I feel like there could be more hype around. More so than what it has been in the past. To me, I would feel like I'd want to
Means elimination.
outdo the year before last, right? What the hell happened? Did he quit? I think he quit. Watch this guy. He's gonna be hanging. Is he hanging around by? No, no. Yeah, he's hanging around buy station. I don't think he's hanging around loadout.
Enemy UAV is online. Hostile UAV in the area.
It's dangerous. Oh. I need some plates, y'all. Like bad. Might need to go buy some, honestly. Okay, got some plates. People are still qualifying. Regionals aren't until August. Yeah, I read that today. Like, there's a couple of them coming up here pretty soon. What is it? You got one on the 16th and 19th or something of July. I'll take that key card. I don't know what it goes to, but we'll hold on to it. We need recon.
Vulnerable buy station detected. Proceed to the buy station before time runs out to receive a discounted item.
No. There is no more. Zilch. He's giving me a heartbeat sensor. Oh, yeah. I'll take it. I am not popping this yet. At least not until I get closer to the buy. I'd be able to parachute off this building. Come on. Holy cow. We're not gonna descend. We're not descending anywhere.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. You're out of time. The buy station is closed.
So I figured. Running out of the time. Oh, here we go. You know, these things didn't pop up on the map when I first looked at it. It's gonna be
Nice
our best
night
bet.
for a walk.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right here. Oh, just sit still for a second. Thank you. Oh, no. Thank you, thank you. Hey, you know, I mean, I am getting better at the sniper. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm getting better. As long as they sit still, doesn't matter where they're at. I'm working on my game, though. I'm working on it. I'm telling you, you give me... I don't know. Give me 6... Give me like... I don't know. Give me like 6 hours a day minimum. Ooh, look at him now. Where was he? Alright, let's get low. Let's get low. I don't know where he was. I'm just on foot today, y'all. I'm on foot. Damn it. Must be on the roof. Ooh. Where is he at? In here? No.
enemy intel nearby. Capture it for
Nothing
information
clean,
on the
right.
next gas spread. Enemy UAV
Right.
overhead.
UAV available for tasking.
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight terminated.
That's okay.
Nice job, soldier. Stay there to
This might actually be kind of dangerous. Because, you know, we only got about 14 people left. 13. And, you know, people hear that, they see that. Yep.
Intel
Yep.
point captured. Great work.
Yeah, I
You've
know.
earned a peek at the next gas spread.
I know. Let's see.
Hostile UAV in the area.
All right, let's get set up. Right here. Actually, right
Nice
here.
night for a walk.
That's where I'm going. That's what I want. Ooh. Thought I saw somebody. Nobody on the roof. Nobody on the roof that I can see in the immediate vicinity. Get moving.
Enemy UAV is online. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy deployed an advanced UAV. Enemy UAV is online.
Holy smokes.
Hostile UAV in the area. Gas is inbound, marking new safe zone. Gulag's closed until further notice. You've got a loadout drop inbound.
You know, I don't know if I want to push up.
Enemy UAV overhead. You've got gas moving in.
I don't know. I think maybe we stay here. But, I mean, we may have, actually, you know what? We may have to push up.
Ten remaining. Keep pushing.
Got some dudes over here off to the right. Maybe I do want to push up. I mean, we're no. I mean, it's
Gas is moving in. New safe
Yeah.
zone located.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We gotta go over here, y'all. And I guarantee you, there's people there. I can 100% guarantee you, there's somebody in that location. Stay low.
Gas is closing in. Less than 10.
What a douche.
I hit us hard that time. Dust yourself off, regroup, and get back out.
Just trying to stay quiet. I guess that don't work.
Safe zone.
I guess that don't work. We'll keep it going. Keep it rolling. You know, there's one guy that I really wish we'd compete in Warzone tournaments, and that's Bobby Poff. I really wish he would, but it's just not his thing. He just don't like it. I think he don't believe in doing that, or not that he don't believe in doing it. I think he mentioned something like he just doesn't want to play for money unless like maybe he's invited to a tournament, then he might go. I would love to see him and Rally get put into a tourney together. I think that'd be sweet. Watch those guys go at it. Because they play really well together, you know. They do really well as a duo team. So they get a solid third. I think they do all right. You know, I don't know if Bobby Pop's ever played in tourneys before. I'm pretty sure he has. Actually, you know what? I don't know. But I want to say that he would do very well. That dude, I'm telling you right now, nobody streams like he does. He's got it down. Bobby Pop streams like 12 hours a day. Nobody's streaming that kind of time.
You're headed to the war
I think Bobby Pop's the hardest working live streamer that's out there right now. I think it's him. He's number one.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Good to go, yeah. Good to go.
Clear of the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Nice night for a walk.
Here we go. Round 2. Second round. Second round of the evening.
Primary objective is to eliminate all targets. Supply box is located. Move to secure.
I'll be back.
Damn it. Yeah, I got like no ammo. Barely had any to begin with, but the dude was landing like he was wanting to jump out and chow me. No ammo. Dude.
HVR ready for launch.
Fuck you, asshole.
Boom. That's shotgun ammo.
One supply box down. 2 remain. Gas is inbound. Supply box
Same gun.
1 remaining. Contract complete. All supply boxes secured.
Son of a bitch. Dude, man, he beat me. Look at this guy. Damn, man.
Welcome to the Gulag. Fight for win redeployment. Earn redeployment or die trying.
Wow, man. Wow. Okay. Off to the next one. Off to the next one. It's amazing, man. It really is when you when you sit there and you look at just the gameplay and everything. I mean, dude had the same gun as I did. I mean, it feels like I've never played it up enough. You know what I mean? It's what it feels like to me. Like it's like you never have enough plates on. So he's playing some Warzone tonight. It's probably the usual. Let me see here. Oh yeah. Actually. Wait. Yeah, that's right. Oh wait. All the big streamers off today? Or right now? I don't see any big ones on here. Dang. Mr. Dapper Sam. I've seen him before. He's got the most views so far. He's at the top. Oh wait. Nixta. Never mind. Nixta's on. Nixta's been playing a lot of that dude's been playing a lot of Rebirth Island. That's all I ever see that guy play is Rebirth Island. Let's see. Yeah, there's. I mean, Nixta's the biggest streamer on here right now. I'm pretty sure he's the biggest one. I don't see anybody else. I don't see like I don't see Swag. I don't see who else? Who's the other one? Aiden. I don't see any of those guys. The one thing about the one thing about Twitch is it's hard to it's difficult to be discovered on Twitch. It's pretty difficult because when you go on there and you look and see how many people are actually playing Warzone right now from a competitive standpoint to try to stand out, it's tough. There's 20 some thousand people. Yeah, 28,000 viewers. Yeah, that's quite a lot. It's going to be difficult to find players or to find an audience amongst some of the bigger content creators on Twitch. Oh wait, duh. What am I doing? Find a match. Sitting over here thinking that it's finding a match. I didn't find one yet. Wasn't even searching for one. there's there's two channels that are hard to grow on. Social media and Twitch. Those are the those are the two hardest platforms to actually grow anything on. Is Twitch and X. Which I always call it Twitter. It's been Twitter for years until Elon comes in and changes it to X. And who calls it X anymore? Do you call it X? Does anybody else call it X? I don't call it X. I call it Twitter. That's what usually where I find myself saying most of the time anyhow. And I'm like, no, X. It's X.
Use this time for some target practice. The real thing is coming soon.
Just X? Yeah. It's just something to get used to saying. The hell is everybody? Oh, there's one. There's some poor soul.
Watch the skies.
I'll be back. Fuck you, asshole.
Prep time's over. Now you deploy to the war zone.
Yeah, just X. That's all we're gonna call it. From here on out, it's just X. This guy said, anyone hacking? Hell nah.
Battle Royale.
Nice night for a walk.
Be advised, gas.
Yeah, it is rough.
Speak to the safe
Yeah,
zone.
follow me on Twitter. I mean X. I mean whatever the hell it's called. Follow me on my socials.
Targets are up. Go take it down.
Well, hell, it was probably faster to just fall out of the airplane and glide over. Damn. Ooh. I'll take that though.
Be advised, location.
What do we have? I think we're good for what we have so far. I'll take that thing. I'll take it.
Supply box secured. Move to the next one.
That's probably a better gun here. Yeah, it's definitely a better gun for sure. Well, at least I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is.
One supply box remaining. Move to secure.
UAV standing by.
You've got gas moving in. All supply boxes secure. Contract complete.
Same gun.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Fuck you, asshole.
UAV available for tasking.
Watch this guy. Watch this guy. Is he sniping?
The enemy lost track of you.
Priority tasking request received. We're done.
I keep cracking them. Upstairs now? Want to go upstairs? Upstairs. Come on. We have another. We have another. Yes, we do.
Gauge autoloader.
Is he in here? He is.
UAV is bingo fuel. Returning to base.
Are you the one sniping my ass? See if we can bait whoever's over. I think somebody else was still over here.
Friendly loadout.
I just don't know where.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Fuck you, asshole.
Right up over the ledge. Come on now. You know you want to peek up over there. You know it. You know it. My job is done here. Ooh, we got another. Where is he? I don't know where he's at.
Enemy UAV is online. Moving ground, moving.
Oh, I see him. I see him.
Fuck you, asshole.
Shit. Not today, my dude. Not today. What am I doing? Come back.
UAV standing by.
I'll be back.
UAV available for tasking.
TACOM, we're flying on fumes. UAV returning to tank.
Right.
Let's give me some distance.
Fuck you.
He's down there. Ooh. Oh, he's moving away. He's moving away.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Priority tasking requested. UAV exiting AO.
Everybody get down. Stay low.
Nice night for a walk.
Enemy UAV overhead. Gas is moving.
Damn it, man. He had the high ground. He definitely had the high ground.
And redeployment is die trying.
Figures. Figures. Let me try something here. I'm gonna try, let's see. Oh shit, where is it? Okay. The Cypher 91. Long barrel, reinforced, no. No, we don't want a reinforced barrel on this one, do we? No. Long barrel. Quick draw. So we might want. Yes. Economic grip. The rate of fire on this is a little slow, but I actually like it. Let's try this one.
it was still on that country. So I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Check weapons and gear. We're holding for deployment.
Fuck you, asshole.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
I'll be back.
Station green
Oh,
light.
yeah.
Deploying to the war zone.
Okay, okay. All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Battle Royale.
Where do we want to go? Maybe
Nice night for a walk.
down this way here. Go to this scab down here. Got a guy following me.
Enemy soldier incoming. Eliminate all targets in the AO.
UAV standing by.
Phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
Mission timeline expired. UAV exited the AO.
Fuck you, asshole.
Heads up. An enemy squad marks you as bounty target. gas moving in.
Damn. See, I need to get a want that damn thing. Swap me out, man. Actually, no. Give me this. I'll take that back. All right, right here.
Nice night for a walk.
Got it.
Located. Move to secure.
Oh, I gotta go back here. Is there a zip over here? Yes.
One supply box down. 2 remain. Enemy UAV is online. Two supply boxes down. 1 to go. Supply box is found.
Definitely take that.
Right.
You've got a loadout drop inbound. Loadout drop headed your way.
What the flip? I grabbed the wrong one. No. I don't know if I can get to it. Could be tricky. Nope. Dude, I didn't even see him. I didn't even see him.
Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination.
Okay. Now there's like, son of a bitch. Like, no plates.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Supply crates have been restocked. Load up.
Fuck you, asshole.
Oh shit. Dude, it's like you cannot run fast enough from these guys, man. And he was a shitty aim too. That dude had the shittiest aim ever. Like, for real. Did you see how all over the place he was? Yeah. Stupid, man. Nah, stupid. I'll play one more round of Rebirth Island. I'm going to play one more of Rebirth Island, and then that's it. I'm going to call it after that. And that'll be all she wrote for today's festivities of Warzone for me. You know, I'm thinking about going into Season 5, switching back to rank play. Going back to what I know best. I mean, that's going to be solos too, but at least it's a lot more competitive from a competitive standpoint. That's for sure. Oh no, we don't want that. Back up. Back up. Let's see, where is it? No. No. Where the hell is it? Oh, Resurgence? Yeah, there we go. There we go. I don't know though. We'll see what happens. We'll see. You know, I generally enjoy rank play. So, I mean, the only downside of it is I had nobody to play with. So that's another reason why I just kind of left it and went to Warzone. Because that, you know, everybody knows rank play is like such a competitive thing. As far as like, you know, communication and, you know, map awareness and all that stuff, right? But I think communication is the biggest key. For sure. Alrighty, we got Resurgent solos, ladies and gentlemen.
Enemy dropping into the AO. We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up. Stand by. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Playtime's over. Stand by for the war zone.
All right, here we go. Let's get active. Let's get going.
Resurgence. Survive the timer to secure redeployment. Earn points to speed up the countdown.
Nice night for a walk.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Deploy the explosives. Then hold position against any potential hostile forces. Hostile UAV in the area.
more.
Gas is closing in.
Oh.
Get ready. You're redeploying. Enemy UAV overhead.
There ain't shit over here.
Time's up. Contract aborted. Snap to it next time.
Identity confirmed.
Identity confirmed.
You've got a loadout drop inbound. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Fuck you, once more.
Enemy UAV is online. Enemy soldier incoming. Enemy UAV overhead. Hostile UAV.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying.
Holy cow, man. All right, that's enough Warzone for me today. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all she wrote. I have had just about all I could stand for one evening. I appreciate everybody stopping by and checking out the live stream today. Thank you so much for doing so. If you're over on the Twitch, I appreciate you being here and checking out the videos on demand if you are doing so. And also for all of you that came over and watched the live stream here tonight, I do appreciate you as well. So thank you for doing that. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Where did my, there it goes. Okay. My interface disappeared on me. There it is. We got it back. Until next time, again, you know, I don't know what we're going to be playing next. Probably, I don't know. I really don't know. It's probably going to be Call of Duty again. Until I get, at least until I find something else. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate you being here. Until next time, go outside, go touch grass, go enjoy yourselves. Make sure that you tell somebody that you love them. I get that from, well, I don't get it. I steal that from Tin to Tap Man every single time because it's true. So make sure you do that. We're never guaranteed from one day to the next, from 1 month to the next, from 1 year to the next. We just aren't. So enjoy the time that you have here on Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, we will see everybody on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm Mr. Equalizer. Bye-bye.